Hello everyone. Can anyone confirm is audio okay? Just sharing the link and we start in 2 or 3 minutes. Hello everyone. Hope you're doing good. So, I think we're ready to start. Hello everyone and thank you for joining on this live stream. It has been a while since I haven't um, went live. I posted more videos, video updates because of the lack of time using the YouTube. Today wanted to go live and talk about talk on live stream about the market updates. Wanted to explain what happened last week. Is it bull market? Is it bear market? And everything like that, covering also dollar index and yes, SPX, stock market, all of uh, those. As you may know, this stream and the videos and content I share are all sponsored by the BTCC exchange based on UK. So everyone who was using Bybit to trade, leverage trading, you can easily use the BTCC exchange to trade with the lowest fees. Also, you can be part of many campaigns and rewards shared every day and every week on this exchange. 12 years for now being used. Volume is perfect and everything is perfect using this one. Only if you have any problem with using it, you can easily use it using a VPN. If you are restricted on your country, I personally use it using a VPN, so I have never had any problems with it. So let's go back to the charts. Is the screen okay? If you have any questions about anything, any altcoin or anything like that, please feel free to ask on the chat below. I think it's all good, so let's just continue covering the market. So what have we been saying the last weeks and months? I don't want to repeat all of that because it's all on the last videos and last streams I have shared, and they are all on this official account. If you're interested to watch it, you can easily find them. I just want to go directly and mark the key as our levels which has been have been acting like resistance and support for I think for since the FTX breakdown. Xavier, I will update it, and I will update my views on short term where I think my point of interests are. Just covering for now a macro view. On my macro view, as I've been saying for days and weeks now, this is the main area to be broken, to be bullish on macro context, to even call for even higher prices or even say bull run and the bottom is in for as long as this zone holds. But first of all, we need to break out of it. For now, as we see, heavy rejections on this zone, but also heavy reactions on also on the key support area, which is the previous range high of the inverse head and shoulders, or call it whatever you want, of this accumulation zone here, which led with a big bullish breakout, a retest, another bounce. 5 weeks has been consolidating above the zone before the last week's big move. But last week's big move, I'm not really convinced about that. I don't know what you guys think, but first of all, I want to put on the chart the moving average to 200, which has been acting as an pretty good SR level historically. Support, consolidating, retest, and bull market. The moment we close under it after all of those weeks, months, and years consolidating above it, we see what price did. First rejection here, deviation above it, rejection, deviation under it. For now, we are under it on the macro context. So for as long as we are under this 200 weekly moving average, I think we got to be cautious because it's a pretty accurate indicator on higher time frames. I'm not saying that you can always use it, but it's an accurate indicator which has been providing good views for the market, good views on the market, and uh, it can give you a cleaner view, always correlating it with the pure price action. So, uh, on the pure price action, what are we seeing here is, well, in my opinion, it's not a bullish pattern. It's something to be cautious. Hello EM, yes. If you're thinking about the one that it's listed on Gate, yeah, I will update it after marking out covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of those mayors. So what I was talking, key resistance area, key support area. All you need to do on this range until it's proven otherwise, it's sell here, buy here. Nothing more, nothing less. But if you do that, you need also to check out the coins which are the strongest and the most bullish ones with the BTC pair, not with the USDT one, not the USDT one, because of the Bitcoin dominance and because of the Bitcoin dominance and the ETH BTC pair weakness, altcoins, as you have seen yesterday, they went bleeding really hard, especially Ethereum, which had some bullish news with the ETF future listing. So every time you see those kind of bullish news, you got to be cautious because price can easily be manipulated and market makers can punish you. On this view, this zone here between 25.1 and 29.2 or 32.3, this whole zone here is in a scalping trade zone, nothing more, nothing less, because for as long as we do not trade above this key zone here, above the key red zone, we cannot talk about higher prices. If we fix above that, as I've been saying, first target would be 37.5 and second target would be the macro mid zone, which comes around 45k. But we cannot talk about those prices until this key as our level 32.4, 32.5 is broken. Also, I've been repeating for days and weeks now, marking this zone here as key range low. Let me just mark the price correctly. Mid zone comes around this as our key as our level. I'm not doing it accurate. I'm just doing it the way price has been respected by on the pure price action. Marking this zone, let's make it on blue just to be more accurate that this is the macro mid. Not macro mid, but the mid of this range here. This is not considered part of the range because it's a bullish deviation, which led us towards a big rally. Um, on a weekly, if, as I talked about the higher targets, the same thing goes for the bearish scenario. Close under this key zone here, which is also a psychological level. It's not only a level of pure as our level, but losing 25k, it might push market into an panic mode, and people might start selling pretty fast, and it might cause really big panic on the market, which would let us to all fill all of this inefficiency of this candle here and potential trading to around this 21.8 zone, which uh, will be one of the my main interest areas to be accumulating coins on for the next bull cycle whenever it comes. In my opinion, for now, the market, how the market is not much for trading. It depends on your strategy, but it's not much about trading. It's more likely for accumulate good coins with good potential, good projects which have been working hard all the bear market, and the coins which supply is not boosted on this bear market. Focus, in my opinion, for long-term accumulation, focus on gaming and AI coins. Those two, in my opinion, will be the game changer and will be the trend for the next bull market, as Metaverse has been, and DeFi and all other coins on the other cycles. I think more for AI. AI is going to be the trend maker. Just a reminder that everything I share here and everything I share on my social media platforms are not financial advices, just my thoughts. So always do your own research and manage your own risk. Nothing more, nothing less on the macro context. Ranges that you want to play are always are always these till proven otherwise, until any deviation occurs. Is everything clear for now? So we can move on a second chart on macro context, where I think, which I covered also the last stream, last video, and I will also cover here, showing you where my best buy zone, my best zone point of interest for investing will be on Bitcoin to also accumulate altcoins. Can we move on? Okay, let's continue. Lost stream, lost video. I talked about one scenario, and I've been also posting it on my Twitter account where my best buy zone will be using Fibonacci fibs. This is my main area to be bidding. 0.75, 0.786 zone, which it's correlated with 19.6 and 18.9k. This one is gonna be my main buy zone if it ever comes. In my opinion, looking at stock market, looking at the dollar index and the macroeconomic situation, I think that on the next 3 to 6 months, maybe a little more, I think that this main zone will be tagged, and yes, I will be a buyer of this zone. Maybe whenever one will be panicking. Another short I explained last video was this one, and if you can remember it, I said that the moment we fix above this trend line showing us a downtrend, price will move upwards like it did here. And my first target was this liquidity zone, second target was this red zone. What did price do? Swing failed this zone, and now it's dumping even more. It was clean enough, it was easy enough to cash here and 5% move. So congrats to all of you, whoever did it. Same here. I think that 25, 24.9k zone is the key one. For as long as we do not fix under it, I'm not being bearish. I'm not talking about lower targets. Ethereum on macro contexts, it's much heavy. It's even with the BTC pair, it's weak. I expected a higher rally on it, but it got rejected hard on the mid range, and it's now dumping pretty hard. So that's why I said if you want to accumulate or trade altcoins, always use it using a BTC pair. And also correlating it with Ethereum BTC pair and the Bitcoin dominance, because if Bitcoin dominance is bullish, you know that altcoins has not big power. Also, if Bitcoin dominance is bullish and Bitcoin is dumping, you know what happens with altcoins. Bloody bath. So, on macro context on Ethereum, big rejection here. I don't want to even consider this as a weekly close above the key SR level, which is this level, because in my opinion, half of this candle, which was formed, if I'm not wrong, yes, on this Saturday and Sunday, it's manipulation because of the Ethereum ETF listing. It was whole manipulation. Also, the Bitcoin pump and altcoins pump, in my opinion, it was all an short squeeze manipulation, because the logic says that if ES is weak, if gold is crashing, is if dollar index is bullish, GBP and Euro USD are bleeding. Everything was showing weakness on the markets and strong strength on the dollar index. So if gold is dumping, SPX dumping, dollar pumping, and everything, how what would be the factor that Bitcoin to pump or crypto market to pump? That's why I'm saying it was a manipulation. It was a short squeeze, and I'm not considering this as a weekly close above the key Hazard level, which was the zone here. Let's mark out the key zones as always. Macro range high. What did price do? Deviate from below, rally. Support, rejection, rejection. Deviate, rejection, rejection. For as long as Ethereum is under 2K on macro context, not I'm not calling higher prices for it. In my opinion, it has room to go even lower. And if Ethereum BTC continues to show strength with a small pullback on Bitcoin, Ethereum can easily come and take those lows out. I wouldn't be surprised. When we see a breakdown of this trend line, we will see pretty hard bleed on altcoins, in my opinion. But what we need is confirmation of this breakdown. So marking the range high. Next, let's mark out the range low here, like this. Our mid comes around this zone, making it on red. A breakdown, and also marking out the macro range quarter here and here. So a breakdown of this trend line would send us toward the macro mid-range. If we get close under mid-range, under 1500, in my opinion, it opened the gates to fill all this inefficiency here, take those lows out, and probably take also those key lows out. But first of all, I want to see a reaction of this macro range quarter. But if macroeconomic situation continues like this, and if my thoughts are correct, I think that Ethereum on the next coming months and weeks and months, I think Ethereum is gonna take out all of those lows here, and probably even those lows here. I've been repeating it because market needs liquidity to move upside or downside. For higher targets, market Ethereum needs to close above 2K, and we can talk about 2K 500 and even maybe 2K 900 dollar target for Ethereum, but everything has to go according to the plan. We need to wait for confirmations and then proceed. Next, what I want to talk about before going for short-term views, I want to talk about liquidity, where now liquidity stands. We had um, quarterly close. Just a second. Let me just use. Okay, I think it's this one. There is a difference between there is a difference between the Bybit perpetual chart and the Binance one, because on Binance that's why I was observing, because on Binance on monthly chart, on a quarterly chart in fact, lows are not taken. They are taken only on Bybit, as I see. But it doesn't matter. Let me just mark out where liquidity stands. So, marking out this low here and this one here. Going into lower time frames, marking out last month's high and last month's low. Last month's high taken. For the moment, on daily, it looks like it's just deviating last month's high. So, what does logic says that if we get deviation under last month's high, for as long as we consolidate under this one, there is a big probability that we revisit last month's low. First of all, last week's low, because also last week's high are taken, because the last week we enter the new month. We go for last week's low, potentially last month's low, and even last quarter's low. So mark out all of those on your charts. Mark out quarterly open, and always observe monthly open. Always observe monthly open and weekly opens. Where does liquidity stands? Let me just clean those lows and highs for now. Liquidity stands here as key liquidity, and the downside key liquidity is this zone here, 23.8k. What did price do here? Liquidity taken here, 21.28.1. Now, where is left on lower time frames? Liquidity left is here, 25.9, and this zone here of 23.8. Those are two my main areas on the downside, and on the upside there is one main area of liquidity which comes around 30.5k, which is in my opinion full of liquidity. For as long price does not reclaim this zone, as it's also last month's high, there is a possibility that we come towards this 25.9k and even 23.8, but I'm not talking about this 23.8 for now, because if we go towards this zone, it means that we need just to wick under it and close back above, or we are losing the key as our level, which I talked last previous setup, which was 25, 24.2. If we lose that, market goes for liquidity even lower, and I think it doesn't stop here. Ethereum also liquidity here taken. Here we have on lower time frames equal lows, and all those wicks are full of liquidity. In my opinion, first, this zone is cleaned. Next, what I think price might target is this zone, which comes prices 1600 by 1550. Meanwhile, for the outside where the liquidity rests, the key one is at the uh, near the 900 zone. Near the 900 zone is the key one, which if we get towards this zone, it's gonna be my main short area. But we will observe it when the time comes. Bitcoin dominance, I've been repeating again and again for as long as it holds 48.5%. I'm bullish on Bitcoin dominance because it has broken out of a multi-year accumulation, and the expansion in my opinion is gonna be at least towards 53% or even 58. We will see what next week's will give us. On Ethereum Bitcoin pair weakness, well, if you remember when price closed here, I updated on my Twitter and my Telegram channel that it's bullish and it's gonna be a bullish power of 3, but the rejection of this mid-range, it was pretty harsh. Also with the Ethereum ETF bullish news, everyone euphoric and everyone bullish. It was easily predicted. I shorted Ethereum around 1730 yesterday, closed it around 1680. I closed it a little early because I think that would be a dead cat bones. But yeah, bulls were so weak yesterday, especially yesterday. For now, it's back under the range low for as long as it's not reclaimed here. I think that price has a big probability to come towards this key as our level here. So for as long as we do not reclaim this zone again, be carefully on longing Ethereum and trading altcoins. On macro, it's about to tag the key range low. Short term on Bitcoin and Ethereum, my this is the range that I think we are on it now. Nothing to be complicated. This is a range high, deviation, back under, sell off. Rejection, rejection, rejection. For as long as price does not fix above 32k, 31.5, 32k, it's gonna be every time it's gonna be a sell zone. Range low, what I'm considering range low and as key support now is also the macro range high, which was this zone here, the 25.2, 24.8 zone, and the let me just clean this green area and this one. And the mid comes around 28.5k, 28.5k, which is also correlated with the zone we rejected yesterday. So it was a clean short setup. I'm short from yesterday from around 28.1, holding it with a minimum target of with a target of 0.75, 0.78 zone of Fibonacci Fibs, which is 26.5, 26.3. My target is there as first target, and as second target is this key zone here. But here, also on the 3-day chart, we are kind of forming also on weekly and head and shoulders pattern, which is correlated with the rejection of this zone, liquidity taken here. Also, if you remember on the beginning of the stream, I mentioned the 200 weekly moving average and the rejection on it. It's all correlated with each other, that there is a big possibility that we are forming here a right shoulder, which would lead to a breakdown of this key Azor level. But let's see. A head and right shoulder would be confirmed only if we consolidate on this zone for some weeks, slow bleed, and if we close under this zone, that would confirm the head and shoulders pattern. But for now, only speculations. These are the main areas on a short-term trade. Also want to mark this key zone here. Two more zones to be observed. 29k, which needs to be broken for bullish continuation of upwards. And on lower time frames, I'm marking out this whole zone here. I don't want price to see price getting acceptance under the zone here, correlated with this uptrend trend line. Support from here. Rejection. Deviation, sell off. Rejection, sell off. Close above, bullish. Again here. Deviation, sell off. Rejection, sell off. Close above here. The structure here tells me there is a big probability it's going to be a deviation. But I don't want to predict it before seeing confirmation, which would be close under 27.2. If we close under 27.2, then we talk about the targets I mentioned that were 26.5, 26.3k. Only if we get acceptance under 27.2k. For as long as this zone holds, the ranges you want to trade are those here. This range here, this one here, and if we get close here and break down of the trend line, I think that I don't know if I want to see how price on this trend line will react, because it's correlated with the 26.5, 26.3 zone, and if we get a good bounce of it, there is a possibility we will get another leg up before breaking down this trend line. But if we get a breakdown of this trend line, from the big breakdown, my thoughts are: first target, take those lows of 26k. Second target is this black zone here, if we get a breakdown of this trend line. Bullish scenario, I said this range here. For now, it's holding as support, and the range here. Fix above 29k, there is a probability we tag 30. We tag first. I want to mark out the highs that I mentioned, 30.4k, 30.5k. If we get acceptance above 28.8, 29. Is it clear enough? Let me just grab something to drink. 1 second. Xavier, if you're still active, is it clean enough of how we'll come towards the 26.5k zone? 26.5k zone will be tagged, in my opinion, only if we close under 27.2k on 4 hour or even on lower time frames. This is a key level for me. If we close under it, then there is a possibility we attack those lows here and the 26.5 zone I mentioned. But I want you to observe this trend line more, because if we get a breakdown of this trend line, then it might be a reason that won't, also 26k won't hold. But if your plan is to buy or long at 26.5, 26.3k, which is also my plan, then respect the plan, brother. And ignore the noise. Ethereum, key as our levels. Well, I don't like yesterday's daily close because liquidity here taken, close under it. I don't know, deviation here, potentially a second deviation into a key as our level here. For bullish, um, on Ethereum, to be honest, I don't have a clean view, a clean setup. My only clean setup is a breakdown of this trend line, which would be here as the first target. And as a second target would be this zone here, which it means that all this inefficiency would be filled, those lows would be taken. But this zone will be tagged only if we get a daily close under this 1500. Until that, nothing. Bullish scenario, I I don't have a clean view on Ethereum, to be honest. For bullish scenario, only a reclaim and a hold of this 1680 zone would be some kind of a bullish sign, which would send us, in my opinion, again towards this zone, which is correlated with this range high, range low. It's correlated with the mid. If we get fixed above here, then I think price will tag this and this zone with the invalidation close back under. But in my opinion, for now it's weak. Looking it also correlated with Ethereum Bitcoin pair, yeah, in my opinion, it's weak. Nothing more, nothing less for Ethereum. It's a little undecisive because of the price moving despite the news. ES, one of the most interesting shorts I have on my view for now. In my opinion, ES has started the downtrend since we had a breakdown of a trend line, which I mentioned last stream. But I wouldn't be really bearish on ES until this. Let me just make this one on green. This green zone is broken. And until this one is broken, I wouldn't be macro bearish. I'm really bearish now, especially if we get close under for under 4k 300. It's the main area for me for bulls to hold. As I've been saying, this one looked like head and shoulders or Adam and Eve, whatever you want to call it. You see, price bearish retested twice before continuation down more. I think that if we get close under the zone today on daily, a bearish test here will be happening, or will be not. Even bulls will be really weak. They can't even give a bearish test, or price dump directly towards this green zone. If we close under this green zone, in my opinion, it's game over for bulls. And this green zone is key main area also on the macro view. It's monthly key as our level. Look at this. This consolidation under it before the big breakout. Imagine what would happen if we close under this one so easily. Really, really terrible for bulls. Also, if we check dollar index, it has been continuing bullish since I mentioned it that this reclaim would be extremely bullish. Bullish retest, breakout of this trend line here is bearish trend line, downtrend, breakout, breakout of this key as our level, breakout of this key other level. It has been respecting my levels in perfection, breaking out and retesting them. And now it's on the key resistance area. If we get breakout of here, there is a probability that the dollar will trade even higher than 108, which I have marked on short, and would continue all towards 109.5k, which would be key. It's pretty bullish. I'm pretty bullish on. I've been pretty bullish on dollar because for now it's not the time to be mega bullish on it because look at what big pump it gave. There was a question for an altcoin. Let me just check if I can find it. I think I have a chart for it. Yeah. So, well, if you want to be bidding for short term, if you want to bid for short term trade, then it's looking like it wants to break out. And yeah, it has broken out. Now it's retesting the breakout for as long as 0.8, 0.788 holds. There is a possibility that this coin trades towards 0.85 and even maybe, I don't know, because the short is kind of complicated with all those wicks and those low supply and low market cap, low liquidity coins are easily to be pumped. That's why so many wicks. So if for as long as it holds those prices, and this zone, in my opinion, the target prices are on the chart. But if we close back under this one, then there is nothing more than a deviation, a fake breakout, which would lead towards the famous pattern, one of the most accurate ones, power of 3, which would be bearish power of 3, targeting this macro support here. And if you want to be a buyer of long-term holding, because this one is also on my list for long-term uh, investment, metaverse project, it's non-stop working team, low supply, low market cap. It has big potential, good R&R, and but anyway, do your own research. Do not get this one as financial advice. So if we get close under 788, in my opinion, it's a bearish power of 3 and price is gonna trade towards this 0.633 zone. So this is it. Is anything clear? Do we have any questions? As I've been saying last weeks, and I'm continuing to say that observe BNB and that Ethereum trend line. This one. Let me just this trend line here. Observe these two guys, this trend line and the BNB chart. Those are the key charts for now, in my opinion. So once again, thank you everyone who tuned in. Thank you everyone for the questions and the chat. I think that the information given here and the content I shared was helpful. Is gonna be helpful to you. Uh, Remember that everything I share here is not a financial advice. It's just my thoughts of how market is gonna play out. So always do your own research and manage your own risk because the market is really spicy on the moment. Nothing is clean enough to be risking much amount of money, so risk management is the key one here. If there is no question, I will end the stream now, and thank you everyone once again. Thank you for the support.